Thanks, Kelly. Yes, welcome to everyone who's joined us here on BBC 5 Live. I know our colleagues on BBC Radio Merseyside are joining us as well as the teams make their way out. They emerge from under the ground at the Stadio Olimpico, and they have walked out. Liverpool in the white shirts, black shorts and white socks tonight, and the Roma team in their very stylish, rich red AS Roma tracksuit tops. AS Roma in yellow letters written across the backs of those tracksuit tops, and they're lined up now either side of the halfway line with the Champions League anthem playing and the Star Ball logo being waved in the centre circle. And that is quite an ovation as well by the Roma supporters, and that was some response, wasn't it? The Roma club song, My Only Love, to what happened at Anfield with You'll Never Walk Alone. Two brilliant stadiums and two great atmospheres for this semi-final. Well, the teams are now shaking hands with one another. Liverpool moving down the line. The referee and his fellow officials tonight from Slovenia, it is the highly experienced Damir Skomina who is the man in the middle, and we're just about ready for the start. What a brilliant setting for a match of this magnitude. The Stadio Olimpico, here in the Roman capital, in the north of the city, not too far away from the River Tiber itself. And inside, the Liverpool fans, almost 5,000 in their section with all of the flags and banners. I notice there is right at the front, there is a banner with Sean Cox's name on that has the Liver Bird and You'll Never Walk Alone. That is right in the middle at the front of the Liverpool section. But everywhere else, it is yellow and red, the Giallorossi of AS Roma. The teams then tonight, Roma making 3 changes from the side that started the first leg, 2 changes from the team that played in the league at the weekend. So Alisson is in goal, the Brazilian. Back 4 of Florenzi, Fazio, Manolas and Kolarov. 2 of them we know from the Premier League, Fazio and Kolarov. Then De Rossi in central midfield with young Lorenzo Pellegrini and the Belgian international Raja Nainggolan either side of him. And then the front line of the young Czech, Patrick Schick, Stefan Al-Sharawi and Edin Dzeko up front, the Premier League winner with Manchester City. The handshakes in the centre circle between the captains tonight, an embrace from the experienced Daniel De Rossi and Jordan Henderson. The Liverpool side this evening then, Karius, Alexander-Arnold, Lovren, Van Dijk and Robertson, Henderson, Milner and Wijnaldum, and then Mo Salah against his old team again, Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino. We're ready. It's Rome in the springtime. We've got blossom in the air, and we have a place in the Champions League final of 2018 at stake. By the end of the night, Liverpool hope to be planning for Kiev and Real Madrid. But first, there's a job to be finished here tonight. And Roma get the second leg of this Champions League semi-final underway as Dzeko plays the ball back into his own half and then flicks the ball on. El-Shaarawy chests it down, Dzeko just outside the D, and then Mane in with an important interception to clear it away out of play for a throw on the far side. This is BBC 5 Live from Rome, and for this match, Mark Lawrenson, a European champion with Liverpool, is here with us.
We just see this intention straight away, John. Very, very direct, Roma.
And here is another high ball pumped across, actually all the way from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, and Stefan Al-Sharawi. By this time in the group match against Chelsea, Sharawi had already scored, and here he is now again lifting the ball across for Dzeko. It's a little touch across the face of goal, but he was well watched there, Dzeko. The defender came across and the ball just bounced out of play for a goal kick to Liverpool.
Yeah, just a slight moment of panic in the Liverpool central defence, but I think it was actually Virgil van Dijk who made the challenge, was it, in the end? No, it was Lovren. Yeah, then Van Dijk, so it was an important challenge.
It was. Roma and Liverpool starting with an aggregate score of 5-2, and the noise you can hear is because Karius is taking an age to take this goal kick. And eventually he does so, looking for Sadio Mane, who missed the Stoke match with his dead leg. Dzeko playing the ball through for Schick, but Van Dijk got there first. was able to steer it back to Karius on the edge of his 6-yard box, who cleared to the halfway line. But again, it's Lorenzo Pellegrini this time, the 22-year-old Italian international who we saw playing at Wembley against England in March. And Roma go back into their own half as they play from right to left, as we look from the dugout side of the Stadio Olimpico. The ball is hit forward by Fazio, but will bounce out of play for a throw into Liverpool in their own left-back area.
Roma have started exactly like Liverpool started at Anfield last week. Really, really, really high tempo.
Which is, again, entirely expected. Roma 0, Liverpool 0. And as we heard before the game, it's relentless. The twirling of those flags in the Curva Sud to our right just goes on and on. There are hundreds of them in there. Here's Fazio with the ball in central defence. Federico Fazio, the tall, bearded Argentine, just rolls the ball to his right to the Greek international Kostas Manolas, who scored that unforgettable goal to clinch the tie against Barcelona. Manolas, he plays the ball to the left-hand side where it's Kolarov who plays it forward. El Shaarawy's done well. Support from Kolarov, who tried to swirl the crossover, but it was straight into the shins of Wijnaldum and it bounces behind. Corner, Roma.
And the roll-up, John. The two big centre-halves in there. Dzeko, we know of his prowess in the air as well.
Yes. Fazio on the edge of the penalty area. Manolas is there as well. Here's the corner in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It rattles around. Fazio stretches for it, but Liverpool have been able to scrape it clear towards Mo Salah, who is being whistled and booed. Actually, it's the counter-attack that is being whistled and booed as Firmino plays it to the left-hand side. A slip as the cross is sent over from the left flank. And eventually it's deflected back on the edge of the area to goalkeeper Alisson.
A little bit of a waste actually, because Mane was in acres of space on the right hand side, but at least Liverpool have managed to get a couple of passes off.
Another throw in though near the halfway line. Alisson, who's not been beaten here in the Olympic Stadium in the Champions League this season. Been 20 shots at him on target in the matches that Roma have played, and he has yet to concede. Roma have yet to concede at home in the Champions League this season. But it's the first time they've played against this potent Liverpool front line of 43-goal Salah, 27-goal Firmino and 18-goal Mane. Roma send it forward, but Milner is there. He's able to clear it towards Salah, who's caught late in centre field. And it's helped forward, and referee Scomina has brought it back for the foul on Salah.
Yeah, just got a little touch in the back of the leg, I think, wasn't it?
De Rossi,
yeah.
The bearded De Rossi, who's got something of the look of the polar explorer about him with that shaggy beard.
He looks like should be in Iceland's team, doesn't he?
He does. Yes, there's a few of those beards in the Iceland team. Ball's out of play for a throw-in to Roma inside their own half. Alexander Kolarov, who of course enjoyed such great times with Manchester City. Both he and Dzeko are 32 years old now, but here they are with Roma. First time Roma have played a semi-final of any European competition here on their home ground for 27 years. That was a UEFA Cup semi-final. Roma swirling the ball forward towards Dzeko, but Van Dijk, Liverpool's number 4, comes across and is able to get his head to it. Really important figure for Liverpool this evening, the world record defender. Ball played over the top for Roma once again. Dzeko's away from Robertson, manages to stab it across the 6-yard box, but there's no one there for Roma. And a calm clearance away by the teenager, Trent Alexander-Arnold. What a night for him, 19 years old. Here's El Shaarawy, 25 yards out, but he plays it back to Florenzi, who shoots from distance, but the ball flies away across the face of Karius' goal. He was diving to his right, but he knew it was heading wide.
Do you reckon? I'm not quite sure. No, exactly.
A little bit closer than I thought.
I know a little bit of a worry, really, that Robertson was just completely knocked out of the way by Dzeko, and because Dzeko was the furthest most player and he knocked the cross in, nobody else of the Roma team managed to get up there. But every time the ball comes into the Liverpool penalty area, they look very, very nervous.
Yeah, they do. That's absolutely true, Mark. Mark Lawrenson with us here on BBC 5 Live. Roma 0, Liverpool 0. So Liverpool still have that 5-2 lead on aggregate. That shot from Florenzi was probably was it a foot wide? Not much more than that. He's a Roman, by the way, Florenzi. So he's here in his home city. in his home ground. De Rossi, of course, is a Roman. He's Roman through and through. And young Pellegrini as well, also from Rome. So there's some real home feeling on the field as well as in the stands all around us here. Ball's out of play for another throw into Roma, 10 yards inside the Liverpool half on the far side of the ground. For the moment, on that far side, everyone seems to be sitting quietly. There's permanent movement for so long. Roma take the throw, but it comes to nothing with Pellegrini, and Liverpool in the white shirts have got it back. The ball played into centre field, where Wijnaldum did well initially to keep his fit. Then the challenge came in on him from De Rossi, who he managed to evade it.
Yeah, I think the referee was across it as well. He realised it would have been a foul had Liverpool not kept the ball.
Alexander-Arnold now nods the ball back in field to Salah, who's been watched very closely by his fellow number 11, Kolarov, who bundles him over, and it's a free kick to Liverpool on the halfway line.
Jordan Henderson's looking to take it quick. Quite honestly, I would just be saying to him, just take your time. Let's push out. Let's at least get in the corner.
So we have played 7 minutes and it's still 0-0. Alexander-Arnold playing the ball up towards Mane, who came across. There was a challenge on him from Manolas, who came across. Mane went to ground. Referee ignored whatever claims there were. In fact, I don't think there were any claims for a penalty. A little glance, perhaps that's all, from Mane towards the referee.
He seemed to go down very easily as well, Mane, doesn't he?
Henderson playing the ball back, but he's played it into a dangerous position. Fortunately, Van Dijk was alive to the potential danger and just cruised across. He opened his legs and got there comfortably ahead of Dzeko and rolled the ball back to Karius. Still 0-0.
Kolarov is the out, John, isn't he?
Very much so.
He's on every single time. He's basically on the left-hand touchline here, extremely wide, difficult to pick up, and either a member of the back foot or break.
Oh, given away by Nainggolan. This could be something for Liverpool. Firmino's taking it on, plays it to Mane, left side of the box. Mane scores! Liverpool have scored! And that swings this semi-final so heavily towards Liverpool now. We talk so much about an early Roma goal and what that might do. It's Liverpool who've got the early goal. They lead 1-0. They lead 6-2 on aggregate.
How good is that? The stunned silence. I mean, I'm sure the listeners can hear the Liverpool fans, but the stunned silence and the rest of the Roma fans. Great breakaway by Liverpool. Firmino waiting until Mane was in position. Lovely first touch, Mane onto his left, almost underneath the goalkeeper, but so calm. What a goal to score, and what a time to score it.
And what a mistake by Nainggolan on the halfway line as well, who was blind really. He turned, passed the ball. I don't think he knew where it was going. Liverpool were all over it, all over Roma, and the ball was in the net before you knew it from Mane.
It was a gift from heaven, wasn't it?
1-0, and Liverpool become the first team to score against Roma in the Champions League this season here in the Stadio Olimpico, and now they're looking for a second. Salah taking the ball on, Wijnaldum with a touch. He looked as though he was caught there inside the penalty area. The ball runs through and it's picked up by Alisson, and there's no penalty.
I think Wijnaldum was caught, John, but it was after he'd played the ball. So I think the referees looked at it and decided no penalty.
Jurgen Klopp is now out on the edge of the coaching area, sensing the need to slow it down, but Dzeko now into the penalty area on the left-hand side, pulls it back all along the 6-yard box. It's cleared out to Nainggolan, who shoots but blazes it high over the angle of bar, and it lands on the running track and hits the fence.
Klopp going absolutely berserk. Trent Alexander-Arnold looks all over the place at the moment. Dzeko took him on, slowed him down, and went past him so easily.
Well, Roma are trying to respond, but it's 6-2 down on aggregate. The task ahead of them, talk about a miracle in the previous round against Barcelona. This is a miracle and a little bit more.
Might be in the right place to get one, though.
Well, we're not too far away, are we? Due south of here, the Vatican City, which was looking magnificent this morning. Here's Mane.
At 7:30.
Yes, it was a little early. Mane gets the ball back on the left-hand side. Liverpool's goal scorer plays the ball into the central area towards Henderson, who's only scored once this season for Liverpool in all competitions. Alexander-Arnold, his pass forward to Salah was cut out by Kolarov, and Roma will break forward with De Rossi's pass towards Dzeko, Roma's top scorer with 23 goals this season. But Mane's 19th of the campaign has given Liverpool such a lift. And now a little slip pass forward by Pellegrini is easily intercepted on the edge of the penalty area. Across though comes Fazio and takes it away from Salah. Fazio's cross right across the edge of the penalty area. It's controlled on the edge of the box, but it bounces away from Schick and through for a goal kick.
Just losing the shape a little bit, Liverpool. And there's one thing, given the circumstances, given the goal that they've got, and obviously it's calmed everybody's nerves, but just sit in for a little bit. Don't give Roma anything. Almost say to them, you're going to have to play through us to score a goal.
So 1-0 Liverpool, 6-2 aggregate lead, and now Roma need to score 4 goals without reply in order to win their way through to the final of the Champions League to play Real Madrid. And that would be, well, if that happens, we are going to see an extraordinary, hour and a quarter's football ahead of us here. But let's not count any chickens just yet.
I'm going to throw you Barcelona PSG.
PSG, yeah. And something that's been in my mind all week, that those amazing UEFA Cup matches that Middlesbrough got through against Basel and Steaua Bucharest in successive rounds.
John, look in this competition, the quarterfinals and semis, how many goals have we had?
Almost too many to count. Here's Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side. Pulls the ball down now, setting off towards the corner of the penalty area. Played the ball round one side of Shaarawy, went round the other, and very nearly got there. Roma were able to clear, though. And now Nainggolan plays an angle pass, not unlike the ball that led to the Liverpool goal. And then the ball hit at pace by Florenzi up towards the edge of the penalty area, but it bounces back for Liverpool. And Van Dijk rolls it towards the left-hand side. Liverpool breaking forward again. Not a great pace here. Milner playing it across to Salah, puts his foot on the ball, left foot, danger, shoots low, and it's scooped up by Alisson, moving swiftly and nimbly to his right.
Yeah, and that's why he caught it and made it look so simple, Alisson, because he was already on the move.
We're still in the first quarter of an hour. 14 minutes played, and Jurgen Klopp.
Well, what it is, John, Klopp's saying, just don't commit yourself in there. Your front three, just drop off, almost drop into midfield.
Nainggolan sees Florenzi in space down the right-hand side. Robertson comes across. Florenzi goes for the early, big booming cross. El Shaarawy heads it back across. It's deflected in. It's an own goal. Liverpool have conceded now. I think the final touch was James Milner's. It was cleared on the edge of the 6-yard box. It hit Milner. He knew nothing about it and flew into the Liverpool net to make it 1-1 on the night, 6-3 on aggregate.
It was just a big old booming ball. Again, Trent Alexander-Arnold was looking at his man who headed it back in. Good header as well. Decent strike. Just hit him on the head, Milner. He cannot get out of the way. It came off Lovren's boot, I think, didn't it? But we were saying just before, sit in. You've just got a goal. You're in an unbelievable position. Another 5 or 10 minutes, completely kill Roma off. As it is now, they feel they're back in the game.
Well, goals again tonight. These Champions League matches this season, you just cannot write them. And here's Mane twisting and turning, 25 yards out, setting off into the penalty area. Pellegrini went to ground there. Mane still going, plays the ball back towards Milner, who, knew absolutely nothing about it.
No.
I'm not surprised that he might still be dazed from that. It struck him at pace on the side of the head and flew past Karius into his own net.
This is better from Liverpool, though. They're keeping the ball. That's all they really seriously need to do. You don't need to score another second goal now. Just keep hold of this football.
I can hardly hear you. I can hardly hear myself think. Liverpool with it on the left-hand side. The ball driven across, but cleared away by Nainggolan on the edge of the near the penalty spot. Liverpool have got it back. Mane on his right foot goes for a curler, which bounces wide by a yard of Alisson's left post. 1-1.
Right now, Liverpool, just get in position. Let Roma have it at the back. Look, just let them have it there, but just straight away, as soon as they've got it, John, 3 Liverpool players are out of the game. So 1-1, and Jurgen Klopp, you could tell from the moment that Liverpool scored the goal. He knew they were in danger of conceding, and that's exactly what happened.
So Roma, remember, with the scoreline of 1-1, still need 3 more goals without reply in order to win through to the unlikely Champions League semi-final for them. Liverpool, despite the noise here, if you've just switched on, you're thinking, what on earth is going on in Rome? You know, Liverpool are still very much in control here with a scoreline of 1-1, 6-3 on aggregate.
Yeah, just doesn't feel like it, does it?
It feels as though there is more drama.
Oh yes,
just around the corner.
Oh yes, Corporal Jones is yet to rear his ugly head. Don't worry.
For younger listeners, all you need to know is don't panic. Here's Alexander-Arnold, gets the ball back on the right hand side. Henderson now turns his ball forward, is deflected out of play for a throw-in off Al-Sharawi.
Really nervy, isn't he, Trent Alexander-Arnold? Very, very nervy.
19 years old. Played in midfield on Saturday. He really got the ball rolling for Liverpool, if you remember, when we were in Germany right at the start of the season, back in August, with the free kick goal against Hoffenheim. His first senior goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold. That's where it began in the playoff round for Liverpool. But here now in the semi-final, and Roma coming forward, looking for another quick goal after that 15th minute equaliser. We're now in the 18th minute, and it's back in centre field with De Rossi. Chips the ball to the left-hand side. Kolarov is there. Kolarov's low ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Wijnaldum came across, gave it to Henderson, who cleared, and Roma actually are forced by Salah to go all the way back towards goalkeeper Alisson.
You know, we rave about the front three for Liverpool, and quite rightly so, but just for the next 5 to 10 minutes they have to do a spell running backwards to make it more difficult. Florenzi on the right for Roma, the right back's getting out, there's nobody anywhere within 15 yards of him. Kolarov on the left, loads and loads of space, and they're making the pitch really, really big here, Roma, and it's a problem for Liverpool.
Ball from halfway looking for El Shaarawy on the edge of the box, but it was cleared away by Alexander-Arnold. But El Shaarawy, here he comes again, plays the ball to Dzeko on the edge of the penalty area. Dzeko turns, gives it to Kolarov. Kolarov's low cross, that's intercepted by a stretching Lovren on the corner of the 6-yard area, behind into the hoardings for a Roma corner.
Too easy for Roma, John, and too much time. No pressure on the ball.
Kolarov waiting to take this. No let up from Roma now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Roma players at the back post. There was a ball on the field which has just been poked off the playing surface, hence the delay. Kolarov waiting here with the corner from the left-hand side, an out swinger which is headed away and cleared away by Mane on the edge of the box. Back into the centre circle where Florenzi plays it to the right-hand side. Now a high angle ball into the box. That's looking for a shove inside the penalty area. A clear push by Schick.
The Roma fans were up for handball. It was a push, and it might have actually hit their shoulder, wasn't it, of Lovren? But there's obviously arms were raised on him, so
I mean, Schick rather naively put his hands on the back of Lovren. Barely pushed him, but he put his hands on his back.
It wasn't very slick, was it?
It wasn't slick from Schick. 20 minutes. AS Roma 1, Liverpool 1 on the night. Liverpool had what we thought was a nerve-calming goal scored by Sadio Mane, very well from the left side of the penalty area.
It's made them worse.
Yeah, but within 6 minutes, Roma were equal on the night with that inadvertent, as all own goals are, from James Milner after... who was it cleared it into? James Milner.
Lovren.
Yeah, so 1-1 the score. Here's Florenzi, who can't catch this ball down the right wing, and it rolls out of play for a throw into Liverpool halfway inside their own half.
But again, yards of freedom running forward in Liverpool's half.
Amazing, vibrant scene inside the Stadio Olimpico in the famous Foro Italico, the sporting complex with all of the marble statues outside. They've got the stadiums in place for the Masters tennis, the Italian Open, which will be starting before too long on the clay courts. But here on the green grass of the football pitch, El Shaarawy coming forward down into the full-back position, driving the ball across, but comfortably caught by Karius.
And past Trent Alexander-Arnold, Jesse, and I wonder, obviously, whether Milner's come over to the right a little bit. I think Klopp's worked it out. The right back needs some protection, and let's just sit Milner in there for 10 minutes obviously stop Kolarov coming forward and stop the supply and just help Alexander-Arnold get his confidence back.
The Italian broadcaster, Tancredi Palmieri, who we heard from before the game, actually called it very well, didn't he, in terms of El Shaarawy. He said he's a one to watch in the way that he will cut in and cause problems for Trent Alexander-Arnold, and that's exactly what we've seen.
Yeah, but we didn't expect Dzeko to run past him, though, did we?
No, we didn't. Here, Roma with it as the ball is played over the halfway line. Schick will take it on forward. The tall, young Czech international checks onto his left foot, plays it square to Pellegrini. Now he has El Shaarawy again. Roma are looking to get down this left-hand side all the time. Pellegrini with a cross into the area. Karius has come a long way out of his 6-yard box, but he's caught it well.
He has. He came a long way, as you rightly say, but it's good. Just keep hold of it. Milner did well as well there with Alexander-Arnold just saying to him, I'll take this guy, you stay in there. That's all he needs, John. Just needs a little bit of guidance.
Just saying, Eusebio Di Francesco, the Roma coach, former Roma player as well. He was in the squad when Roma last won the Italian league, which was a long time ago now, 2001. A club like Roma have won it only 3 times, remarkably. Their only European Cup final, Champions League final, call it what you will, was 84 against Liverpool here when Mark Lawrenson and co came through on the penalty shootout. Trent Alexander-Arnold has just taken a knock there after Kolarov just caught him as he planted his foot.
Kind of went down just the bottom of his shin, didn't he, onto his ankle. He's okay.
Throw in that Kolarov is waiting to take just a few yards away from a rather nervy looking Jurgen Klopp in his pale grey training top, black tracksuit bottoms. Ball hit forward. Fazio heads it back, but he's headed it straight at Firmino. Firmino lifts it over the top into the path of Salah, the bouncing ball, but Manolas was able to come across, took the ball away from Salah and volleyed it towards the halfway line where Milner has conceded a free kick for a push.
Daft. They were just challenging for the ball in the air. Just keep your arms away. I think the referee's saying to him, keep your arms down. This
is 5 Live from the Stadio Olimpico. We are past the midway point of the first half. Score on the night is 1-1, so Liverpool 6-2 up on aggregate. This time tomorrow, if you listen to 5 Live, we'll be in Madrid. You'll hear commentary live from the Metropolitano on Arsenal's second leg against Atletico Madrid. And actually at half-time we'll be crossing to Madrid to hear from Conor McNamara and Chris Sutton. But Liverpool coming forward with the ball on the left-hand side now, driven into the penalty area on the left flank. Mane in the middle, Mane shoots and it's deflected wide by Alisson, who made a good reaction stop actually from 6 yards out, not much more than that.
It's an outstanding save, absolutely outstanding save. Great play by Robertson, brilliant. Kept his head, lovely little ball into Mane. Alisson's going the wrong way to his left and he just catches the top of his right foot.
There was a touch of fortune about the Alisson save, but you've got to be in the right place to save it, and he was. It's a corner, Liverpool's first corner of the match from the left-hand side, and Liverpool with Wijnaldum and Mane in the 6-yard box. Van Dijk makes a run, Firmino as well as the corner comes over, but it's headed away by Fazio. Now a chance, it's headed in by Wijnaldum. The goal stands. Roma standing like statues, and as it came back over, Wijnaldum got his head to it, nodded it past Alisson, and Liverpool have scored a second goal and lead 2-1 on the night, and they race to Jurgen Klopp, who immediately says, hold up the celebrations here, get yourselves organised.
Absolutely. After what happened when they scored the first goal, I think it came, did it come from a Roma defender, John? Fazio was, I thought so. Because it's one of those where time kind of stood still because everybody looked, and Roma straight away, hands up, he must be offside. No, it came off Fazio, and as Alisson came out, he just basically flicked it past him, Wijnaldum.
Yeah, Fazio and Dzeko together. I think it was Dzeko actually. The replay in front of us here shows it was Dzeko who did get the touch. There were Liverpool players, as you say, in an offside position, but the ball came off the Roma man's head, and so while Roma appealed, there was no question. The goal was valid, and Jorginho Wijnaldum has scored for only the second time this season, and it's 2-1 to Liverpool, 7-3 on aggregate.
We've just had a game and a quarter, and we've had 10 goals. It's mad.
But now there has been a palpable difference to the atmosphere caused by that second Liverpool goal.
And it's just important now. Listen, Liverpool can bore us to death for the rest of the first half. Some 90 minutes? Just bore us to death.
And that, I'm sure, is exactly what Jurgen Klopp, the sort of tenor of what he was saying. However, here is a cross from Florenzi that Van Dijk has to be sharp to, but he is in the 6-yard box to head it behind for a Roma corner. Liverpool are under pressure again.
Yeah, time for concentration and time for organisation as well.
Corner then from the right-hand side this time for Roma. So an out swinger that Van Dijk got up for, but it just evaded him, and it was headed over the top of the bar by Fazio, and it's a Liverpool goal kick. So if you've just joined us on 5 Live,
where have you been if you've just joined us?
Well, we did tell them. We told them earlier not to miss the start, didn't we? In our little social media contribution.
Oh yeah, well that seems about 3 days ago we did that.
We said don't miss the start, and there have been 3 goals in the first, less than half an hour. Seagulls circling over the Stadio Olimpico on what is a lovely fresh night now. There was a spell earlier in the evening where it was extremely humid and you thought thunder was just round the corner, but it's a lovely night to play football on this May evening in the historic city of Rome, as Liverpool take up possession on the halfway line with Firmino now bringing it forward, having signed his new contract this week in the build-up to the second leg. Roberto Firmino, just exactly the sort of thing that the Liverpool fans would have wanted to hear in the build-up to this match. Here now is Henderson out to the left-hand side towards Andrew Robertson, the distinctively pale white legs of Andrew Robertson. The ball swung out towards the right-hand side towards Alexander-Arnold, but he's challenged and is out of play for a throw-in to Liverpool.
But it's good, John. Series of 7 or 8 passes from Liverpool.
Oh, lovely flick from Firmino. Salah very nearly onto it, and he needed the challenge to come in from De Rossi back there inside his own box to poke it wide for another Liverpool corner.
Yeah. Salah's jogging towards the corner to take it. Walk. Take your time.
Mohamed Salah, just as popular here as he was in Liverpool this season, in the 2 seasons that he was here. Salah takes the corner short to Milner and then plays it back towards Alexander-Arnold, who crosses right-footed. Alisson's come for it under pressure, got his gloves to it, and rather tamely wins a free kick.
I'm not sure. I mean, has it been given against Van Dijk? Did he actually do anything? Great ball in. Oh, he's offside.
I'm not sure I saw the assistant flag for it though.
No, because it wasn't in the picture.
No, but I'm not just watching the telly. I haven't come all the way to Rome to watch the telly.
No, you don't, but you come to watch the replay, don't you?
Yeah, fair. But there wasn't any point in watching because you couldn't see the ball over the top for Roma.
Good header from Lovren.
Yeah, Lovren.
Great header.
He's going to put a free kick against Lovren for the challenge on Dzeko.
I didn't think it was that good a header.
Free kick, middle of the Liverpool half. The score, Roma 1, Liverpool 2. So 7-3 on aggregate.
It's like Real Madrid Eintracht Frankfurt, isn't it?
7-3, yes. Free kick. That was just one match, of course. The final, one of the famous finals in the early years. It's Hampden Park, of course, wasn't it? Free kick that Pellegrini may take. It may be, it is Pellegrini who's going to play it, curls it over the top, it's headed away, comes out to the edge of the box towards El Shaarawy, lifted over by De Rossi to El Shaarawy, who's struggling to keep it in, but he's volleyed it back. It didn't go out of play, but Liverpool were able to clear in the end through Alexander-Arnold. Could be off on the counter-attack. Better ball by Firmino there, would have set Salah away, or at least up against Manolas, but Manolas turned it back to the goalkeeper.
I think it was James Milner as well with the clearing header, which was vital at the time.
2-1. This is 5 Live. BBC Radio Merseyside with us as well. Good to have you along, as the offside flag, we can clearly see on the far side of the pitch, is up against Schick, and it's a free kick to Liverpool in front of their own penalty area. You can also listen if you're on the move, by the way, via the BBC Sport app, BBC iPlayer Radio. We'll have a 5 Live football social on tonight, and as I say, we'll be crossing to Madrid at half-time to hear the news on Arsenal. What a big game for them tomorrow night. What a tall task they have against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, take no prisoners then.
Yeah, and Liverpool, Karius certainly not hurrying with the free kick after the offside. I'm sure referee Scamina will be conscious of that. as Dzeko now, the tall Dzeko, who's scored in his last 4 Champions League matches, including one of the goals, the early goal against Barcelona here. Scored a couple of goals against Chievo as well on Saturday, Dzeko. Ball played back towards the bearded central defender, left-sided central defender, Federico Fazio, formerly of Tottenham Hotspur. Then back towards goalkeeper Alisson.
This is good, making Roma go back to their own goalkeeper.
Well, we're past the half hour now. 2-1 Liverpool lead. Liverpool having to defend though. Here's Florenzi down the right-hand side, cuts back onto his left foot. Here's the left-footed cross into the penalty area, comes off the head of Van Dijk, who was stooping forward and I think might have been caught in the face. And then foul on the edge of the Liverpool penalty area after Mane's trip.
Dzeko, silly foul for someone of his experience.
Wanted to take a quick free kick there, Mane.
He wasn't having it, was he?
The referee called them back.
Scamina.
And part of the reason for that is because Van Dijk, he just wanted to check on the condition of Van Dijk. But I think just took a boot in the face. He stooped forward to head it and was caught. But he's okay, Van Dijk. Roma 1, Liverpool 2. Karius chips this downfield towards Mane, who scored the opening goal. Wijnaldum made it 2-1. Liverpool hesitate. Al-Shaarawy was almost onto that. Lovren left it to Alexander-Arnold, and now the red and yellow of Roma sweeping forward again. Dzeko on the left side. Liverpool back in numbers now though as well. Kolarov struggled to control the ball or get it under control, and was happy just to take the throw-in that resulted from the touch from Firmino. Throw-in taken for Roma down towards the corner flag. El-Shaarawy, he's looking to win a corner, but he's conceded a goal kick.
Yeah, Alexander-Arnold did really well. I think he just flicked it against him. He did.
So goal kick to Liverpool. Liverpool in a very good position, 2-1 up, as they look to reach the final of this competition for the 8th time, the 5-time winners. They'll be the first English club to make it to 8 finals in the Champions League / European Cup. Only 5 other clubs across Europe have played in as many as 8 European Cup or Champions League finals. They are the expected 5. You could probably reel them off. Here is Kolarov on the left-hand side. Kolarov, a little bit of space in front of him. Henderson comes across, strokes a pass beautifully to Al-Shaarawy. Right-footed shot, took a deflection, hit the post, and Pellegrini can't reach the deflection off the upright. That deflection helped to beat Karius, yes, diving to his left.
But also it took it wide enough just to clip the outside of the post.
Pellegrini left-footed ball in, Karius comes, makes a good catch just outside his 6-yard box again. Once more, very positive goalkeeping from the Liverpool keeper, who's just seen that shot deflected against the upright. Salah lifting it forward but beyond Firmino, and it will bounce through for Alisson.
Good idea, wasn't it? Just couldn't get it down to play Firmino in.
But El-Shaarawy's been a threat really all evening, and that shot just caught the outstretched leg of the defender on the edge of the box, and it bounced against the post.
Just going back to being very open against Liverpool. Again, Liverpool, John. Too easy again for Roma here to play through them.
Here they come again in centre field with Schick, but he stretches for it, loses possession, and now Liverpool are off again from the halfway line. Firmino to his right to Salah. Salah running at the Roma defence, playing it back to Firmino, took a touch, shoots, but it's blocked on the edge of the box by the number 44, Manolas. Liverpool in danger of losing possession on the halfway line, but the man who scored the second goal here this evening, Wijnaldum, comes across, helps out Henderson, and gives it out to the left-hand side to Andrew Robertson. There is a lovely, delicious touch in the fact that there's a former Dundee United man in the Liverpool side tonight in Andrew Robertson, as Roma come forward. Here's El-Shaarawy. El-Shaarawy with a little touch to Nainggolan. Now to the left-hand side to Dzeko. Dzeko, who's pulled wide here. He's got Kolarov on the overlap. Dzeko, though, still going, but tried to bend it as he moved to his right, cutting in field. And as he did so, it took a touch off Milner. Carried it very wide, but for a corner.
He seems to move better now at 32 than he did when he was in the Premier League at Man City.
I feel like I've been watching Dzeko in the Champions League for half my life. It's a corner from the right. for Roma. Half-time approaching. Cross it comes, stretch from Manolas, but he couldn't get his head to it. He was up high, but it took a touch out towards the left-hand side to El Shaarawy. And now Kolarov swirls it in. Karius comes for it again. Very good and positive. Got an excellent punch to it in amongst a crowd of players. Up towards Mane. And Mane now is away from Nainggolan. But then the covering challenge. Nainggolan was able to recover himself and take it away from Mane and pass it back into central defence.
Yeah, but at least Mane moved the ball somewhat 60 yards from his own goal. Karius has done really well on crosses. He's surprising me.
I mentioned Andrew Robertson because when Roma were last in the European Cup semi-final, as you will well remember, back in 1984, it was Dundee United in the other semi-final. Could have been the Liverpool-Dundee United semi-final of the European Cup. But having won the first leg 2-0 at Tannadice, Roma won 3-0 here in a game that, shall we say, has come in for some scrutiny over the years.
Yeah, they also played in the middle of the afternoon, didn't they, in the baking hot sun.
Well, Roma here on this beautiful evening in the Italian capital, coming forward, but 2-1 down, and every second that ticks by, Liverpool are closer to that latest Champions League final. Roma attack breaks down on the edge of the Liverpool box. It's played forward by Firmino, and Salah has made his way right across towards the left-hand side. Salah into the box, shoots left-footed, but it's blocked up and away and wide by Fazio for a corner.
They know him too well, don't they? They absolutely know him too well, obviously with having played here as well, but lovely ball as well, through to Salah, one-on-one, just couldn't quite make the difference.
They know him too well. That's not the Roma club song, is it? No, that was My Only Love, wasn't it? Corner for Liverpool from the left. Here's Milner just trotting across. Milner with half-time approaching, it's 6 minutes away yet. He makes it look as though he's running, but he's not. He's actually making a slow walk. Milner then swings it into the near post, but it's headed away back out towards corner taker Milner, who's very happy, didn't want to bust a gut to keep that in, allows it to bounce out of play. The value of Milner's 32 years. Cross in from the left for Liverpool by Robertson, but it's cleared away on the corner of the 6-yard box, and Roma are able to pass it forward towards Dzeko. Yeah, Dzeko, I remember watching him in the Champions League for Wolfsburg, then Manchester City for years and years, and now here Roma. El Shaarawy now down the left-hand side, into the penalty, Trent Alexander-Arnold with the challenge. El Shaarawy goes down, no penalty.
Give him a yellow then if he's diving. Referee in a great position as well, by the way, really well up with play.
With the naked eye, have to say,
Klopp slaughtering him. Slaughtering El Shaarawy.
Who's he's on Klopp's side of the pitch here, our side, the Roma left, and Alexander-Arnold plays it forward now to Salah on the right-hand side. The other feature of this match is Salah has had one effort on goal, but you just feel that there is a chance for Salah coming in the match.
Oh yes.
Roma feel that Mane, I think it was, handball, but it's not given. Now here's Firmino on the right-hand side. Firmino with Salah in the middle position at the moment, in the D on the edge of the Roma box, on just one little strip of discoloured pitch here at the Stadio Olimpico. Out to the left-hand side it goes. But Liverpool, and we are now into the last 5 minutes of the first half. 2-1 Liverpool lead on the night, 7-3 on aggregate. And Firmino to Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold gets a fortunate bounce of the ball to Firmino, a little poke to Salah. Salah through to Mane, right side of the area. And his attempted back heel Mane goes all wrong. He back heels it onto his wrong foot and it bounces through for a goal kick.
Well, and Florenzi's got the real needle, because obviously what Mane tried to do, I think Florenzi thought he was taking the P, and he's got the right hump with him.
Meanwhile, at the other end, we're just seeing a replay of El Shaarawy, who, Trent Alexander-Arnold actually did very well. As he knew Shaarawy was going past him, Alexander-Arnold stepped off him almost. And allowed him to...
like a bullfighter, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. That'll be tomorrow in Spain, bullfighting territory.
Will it? Thursday?
Yeah, Madrid, Arsenal. In Madrid.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant a proper bullfight. I wondered what you were on about.
Pay attention, 007.
I knew you were well read. I didn't think you were that well read.
41 minutes played. Liverpool leading by 2-1. Fazio, tall and upright. The Argentine is over the halfway line, plays the ball to the left-hand side, where Pellegrini A little shimmy from him away from James Milner. Florenzi wants it on the right-hand side, but he didn't find the pass. He went short to De Rossi. Now it's through the middle, Nainggolan, and now the shot from Florenzi from the right-hand side, but he blazes it wide on the slice of Karius's left post, and it's a goal kick to Liverpool, who lead 2-1 on the night and 7-3 on aggregate.
But he's got in, Florenzi, hasn't he, on numerous occasions down that right-hand side.
Florenzi was the one, you might remember, as I say, mentioned earlier, Roma through and through, born in the city, and his 82-year-old grandmother, do you remember this one? His 82-year-old grandmother eventually came and watched him play for Roma in the Olympic Stadium for the first time. He scored in the match, his first goal.
Wow.
He sought out Granny Florenzi, found her, the pair hugged, an emotional scene, everyone loved it, they sang My Only Love, and the referee booked them.
Yeah.
Here's
Thank you very much.
Pellegrini on the left-hand side for Roma, gives it to Kolarov. Kolarov drives it across the near post, touch from Lovren. That was important as Dzeko was coming across, and it deflected it right out to the left-hand side. Mane is there. Mane, who started the scoring this evening in the 9th minute. Mane does well. Firmino comes across and receives the pass from him, and now it's back with Robertson, and Liverpool keeping possession. Good stuff this from Liverpool, exactly what the club ordered.
And Mane's form in the last 2 months, John, has been very, very good. Slightly in the shadow of, obviously, Firmino and Salah as well, but he's been very, very good. Here you go.
Oh, Salah now on the right flank, turns it infield to Milner, behind Wijnaldum, but it runs to Firmino, onto his right foot, shoots, it takes in a double deflection inside the penalty area, and then it bounces away for Nainggolan, and Roma actually aware on the counter. Pellegrini hits a swirling pass almost round the corner to El Shaarawy, who takes on Alexander-Arnold and wins a free kick.
You knew the referee would give that. Absolutely, totally knew, because it wasn't in the penalty area. Was it a foul? We'd have to see the replay. But the problem was, Liverpool lost the ball, and they had 5 white-shirted players the wrong side of the ball, hence the breakaway.
And I think it was Lovren, the defender. Lovren actually just put out his arm,
his left arm,
onto the top of the sort of back of El Shaarawy's neck. That's why it's been given as a free kick, and also a yellow card for Lovren. That's the first booking of the match. Free kick then for Roma. So this
is not a good time to concede, John.
No, we've got 1 minute of the first 45 to play, plus added time. But this free kick is 8 yards away from the dead ball line.
Yeah.
Pellegrini and Kolarov are there.
I think it's got to be right-footed, has it not?
Yeah, it's been left to Pellegrini.
Yeah.
So the young Italian international midfielder Pellegrini
almost tried to score by whipping it across.
Here he comes, and he drives it, blasts it. Oh, hopelessly hits it. It's almost sailed away through the exit and hit that fire engine that's there.
Too many sugars in his tea.
That was his big moment, young Pellegrini, and he blew it. Goal kick.
Not been sparkling, has he?
Roma 1, Liverpool 2. Should say as well, by the way, that as far as we are aware, everything is calm in the city of Rome, outside the stadium, and the Liverpool supporters in their section, who have stewards all around their long, thin section to our left.
I think the test, John, regarding that would be obviously after the game, if Liverpool get through, won't it? If there's some completely embittered Roma fans somewhere.
Yep, well, let's hope for peace.
Yep.
Throughout Rome this evening. 5 Live and BBC Radio Merseyside. Half-time approaching. So far, so good for Liverpool, who've managed to score 2 goals here this evening. That was the widespread prediction, wasn't it, that Liverpool would score here? Well, not only have they scored 1, they've scored 2 through Mane and Wijnaldum. And although Roma drew level through the Milner own goal, a 2-1 lead means that Liverpool are still in not yet impregnable, but very strong position. El Shaarawy on the left-hand side to Kolarov. Kolarov's ball in is cleared away in the corner of the 6-yard box by Lovren, unchallenged. Liverpool have to be careful here with 1 minute of added time being played at the end of the first half. Ball over the top from Fazio. I think sails away through for a goal kick.
Yeah, over the head of Lovren. I think Van Dijk actually told him to leave it.
And that is the end of the action. Jurgen Klopp, as the whistle goes, turns and runs away across the running track here and down that tunnel out of sight underground towards the dressing rooms.
I think he'll be into them at half-time. He'll be absolutely, totally delighted with the way that they've been going forward. but they've let too many crosses in come from the right and also come for the left, and people are going, what are you on about that? There's 4 goals difference. But you know, if Roma get an early chance second half, you just never know. Why not just completely make sure you're not going to concede another goal and try and have an easy ride? But the thing with this team, it doesn't necessarily happen.
And Liverpool are now 45 minutes away from their next Champions League final, and now with a scoreline of 2-1 they're in a stronger position than they were at the start of the evening. So the half-time score here in Rome: AS Roma 1, Liverpool 2. That is 7-3 on aggregate. Thanks, Kelly. Yes, they're just making their way up the steps, which have a perspex wall around the top of that little area where they come out there, not far away from the Olympic rings, actually, the 5 Olympic rings, because the 1960 Olympics were held in this stadium, hence the Stadio Olimpico. And we're just about ready for the start of the second half, with Liverpool leading on the night by 2-1. No substitutions at half-time. Roma with Alisson in goal. A back 4 tonight: Roma, Florenzi, Fazio, Manolas and Kolarov. Midfield of De Rossi, Pellegrini and Nainggolan, with Schick, El Shaarawy and Edin Dzeko. Liverpool will start the second half. Their team: Karius, Alexander-Arnold, Lovren, Van Dijk and Robertson, Henderson, Milner and Wijnaldum, Salah, Firmino and Mane. 2-1 to Liverpool. Mane and Wijnaldum have scored the goals. In between times there was an own goal from James Milner. So Liverpool players have had the final touch for all 3 of the goals scored this evening. Mark Lawrenson is with us. European Cup went out with Liverpool, and we're watching Liverpool get the second half underway through James Milner.
And there's nothing like the same atmosphere, John, is at the start of the second half as there was before the game. Very, very subdued.
I don't think we've had that atmosphere really since the second Liverpool goal. I think the Roma fans knew that the game wasn't up, then it wasn't far from being up when they went 2-1 ahead, Liverpool. However, here they come with the seagulls circling high above. Roma crossing from the left-hand side. It's reached Pellegrini, who miscontrolled it over the top of Mane, who was the defender who was back there, the man who was furthest back. But Pellegrini allowed it to bounce under his foot and through for a goal kick.
Because he thought he was watching Mane, and as soon as Mane missed it, he forgot to actually watch the ball.
Karius slips as he sends the ball forward. Karius all in green, Liverpool in the white shirts with the black shorts. Mane sending the ball through to Salah, who was in an offside position. And in any case, the defender came across Kolarov, and it's a free kick to Roma, which is taken towards the halfway line. The Liverpool subs, by the way, tonight. Lallana didn't make it onto the substitutes bench, although he is here as he comes back from injury. Liverpool breaking forward with Firmino through the middle. Salah with a run. Here's Salah in the D, on his left foot, turns and shoots low. It's taken a deflection, but that meant it bounced down into the ground. It looped up, and Alisson was able to hold it. So the Liverpool subs this evening: Solanke and Ings, young Woodburn, Moreno, Klavan and Nathaniel Klein, as well as goalkeeper Mignolet. Not the strongest bench that Liverpool have ever fielded in their many illustrious years, but of course many injuries to deal with. Liverpool defending. Van Dijk has to move across in front of Dzeko and volley the ball behind for a Roma corner.
Dzeko wanted it played in the gap much earlier, and he was just saying to one of his teammates.
Taken short, the corner to Pellegrini. El Shaarawy gets it back, swings it into the back post. Header at the back post, loops up quite kindly off Schick for Karius to catch above his head. And Karius will, even though he raced out to the edge of the penalty area, I don't think he had any intention there, Karius, getting rid of it.
Just need to manage the game, don't they? That's basically what we're saying about Liverpool.
So he kicks from his hands, the Liverpool goalkeeper. Salah has absolutely no chance in the air between Manolas and Fazio. Alisson has to come across now to catch a bouncing ball right on the left extreme of the penalty area, but no danger of him carrying the ball out of the box or handling it out of the area. And he now underarms it out. Alisson.
Just at the moment as well, Salah is basically playing through the middle, isn't he? Firmino to his right, Mane to his left.
Roma being pressed by Liverpool in the white shirts, which actually have a sort of quartering on them, the front of the shirts. There's a pale sort of greenish, greyish quartering on the front of the shirts, but from this distance they effectively look like white shirts with black numbers on the back. And here's Robertson taking it forward towards the halfway line, glides away from two men, plays it to Salah, who was in an offside position.
He's just a little bit too eager to score, isn't he? You can sense it. There's just a little bit of frustration as well about him.
Well, he was so popular for his 2 seasons here, and actually, as the ball's played through to Dzeko, who is caught by Karius, the offside flag was up against Edin Dzeko long before he got into the penalty area, and Karius made a challenge that, had he been onside, I suspect would have been a penalty.
But could have been a sending off as well.
But the flag was up well in advance.
It wouldn't have been a sending off actually, because there was loads of players behind him. But
bit of frustration, Mark, I notice in the comfortable seats in front of us. 1 or 2 Roman supporters getting up, gesticulating, punching the air. Likewise behind us as well. It's a brilliant scene, this, isn't it? I mean, talk about big time sporting event. It is etched all over the scene that is in front of us here. The wonderful Stadio Olimpico, running track, big wide open ball, the yellow and red of Roma everywhere. The Liverpool fans in their section watching Sané attacking towards their end of the ground. Sané into the penalty area away from Florenzi. Mane's done well, pulled it back, but it was intercepted on the near the penalty spot by Fazio, and Roma are able to play it up towards Schick, who chips the ball out towards the left-hand side. Kolarov, warm ovation for the way that young Schick played there. Now the ball with El Shaarawy, a lovely turn from him, a spinning turn, and then an attempted flick on the edge of the area by Schick that went all wrong. So after all of the applause for his initial part in that move, it ended with groans all around the place.
I'm not sure whether Schick was trying to kind of flick it into his stride, as it were, and just completely missed the ball.
All manner of flicks and tricks from Schick. Roma 1, Liverpool 2. This is 5 Live from the BBC. BBC Radio Merseyside are back with us as well. Great to have you alongside this evening. I'm sure many will be listening, and if you haven't already put your plans in place to head to Kiev, then it may well be being formulated over the course of the next couple of hours or so. Here's El Shaarawy again on the left-hand side, and a layoff from Pellegrini, but El Shaarawy can't reach it. Liverpool are able to hit it away downfield, long for Salah to get a touch on that, back to Firmino. Salah peels away to the right, Firmino to Mane to the edge of the area where Manolas was able to step forward and pass it away.
Game's getting really stretched as well now.
It is, and Roma now over the halfway line. And Alexander-Arnold's missed it, and that means that El Shaarawy's away into the box. A curling shot, Karius with a save, comes out to Dzeko scores. It's 2-2. For 5th consecutive Champions League match, Edin Dzeko has found the net, and again Liverpool's advantage is pegged back. We're back to where we started, the 3-goal advantage. 2-2 on the night. Now 7-4 is the aggregate score.
Well, that's a really good finish as well in the end by Dzeko. But again, we're saying just before that the game was stretched, and that there is so much room now for Roma coming forward.
So Liverpool have twice been in front this evening, and I see that Eusebio Di Francesco is going to make a change, and he is preparing to bring on the young Turkish international, the highly rated Cengiz Ünder, who is getting his final instructions. 2-2, so still in the remaining minutes of this semi-final, we're in a position where Roma need to score 3 goals without reply in order to turn it around. Well, it's young Pellegrini who's making way. He's had a mixed match so far, but Cengiz Ünder is on, the 20-year-old Turk. Liverpool playing it up towards Mo Salah, and Salah has done well. He's nipped it back. Salah into the penalty area. The challenge comes in on him from Kolarov, and it bounces back to Alisson.
Yeah, he should actually have done better for a player of his unbelievable quality, shouldn't he? So it pinched off him at the end.
So it's 2-2 again, and Liverpool, those supporters here and all around the globe, no doubt, Liverpool being this wonderfully supported club that it is, are still not entirely able to settle and think about Kiev. Wijnaldum takes it on through the middle, plays it back, and then Henderson turns and rolls it back into his own half. Roma, again this evening, even though they've conceded the 2 goals, proving that certainly here at the Stadio Olimpico they are a proper force to be reckoned with. And now their supporters, as you can hear, are trying to urge them on. Long ball forward towards Wijnaldum down the right-hand side. Oh, carelessly given away back to Wijnaldum, and he gives it to Salah. Salah runs his foot over the ball, looks for a deflection into the penalty area off Kolarov, but it doesn't work for him, and Roma are able to play it away, but straight to Van Dijk, and Van Dijk quickly picks out the unmarked Mane. Sadio Mane now with Robertson outside him, gives it to Robertson. Robertson's ball across the 6-yard boxes, straight through, no one can get a touch, and it's out for a throw.
Yeah, the break was a little too quick for everyone else to catch up. Great overlap and ball though from Robertson.
So a throw into Roma deep inside their own left-back position. So just to clarify, 2-2 on the night. That is 7-4 to Liverpool on aggregate. It's a tie-break score, isn't it, from the tennis? They'll have those score lines just outside the stadium at the Italian Open in a couple of weeks' time. 7-4.
I'm not sure, John, if I've ever seen, well, including last night as well, Munich and Madrid, 2 games that are so open at such a vital stage in the competition.
Roma coming forward with Dzeko, who's blocked on the edge of the box. It's a free kick near the left corner of the area. I think referee Scamina got it right. Dzeko running at pace. Alexander-Arnold knew that, Dzeko knew that Alexander-Arnold was coming, but he stood his ground and blocked him, and it is a free kick. And if Roma were to get another one and get 3-2 ahead within 2 goals of Liverpool, then we'd be looking at nerves beginning to jangle again. There's still lots of time. Still got 35 minutes of the match to play. Free kick near the left corner of the penalty area. Roma, the curver Sud in great voice to our right. Kolarov waiting. Looks as though it is going to be Kolarov who's going to play it across, because he's been left all on his own. The bright orange boots. Lots of red and yellow in the Liverpool box. Here's the delivery, chipped in towards the back post. It's headed back across by Dzeko, but it's like a hanging header, and the ball just loops across over the angle of post and bar.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if he was really trying to score, just to get something back towards the far post, or where it had come from, basically.
Eusebio Di Francesco, who I always think has got a certain touch of Elvis Costello about him, all in a black suit, is out there. Also another wearer of the popular designer glasses, and he's making it very clear in terms of his instructions, urging his team on. Dzeko plays it back into centre field, ball out towards the left hand side. Kolarov is going to bring it on again. Kolarov down the left wing. He's closed down out there by Henderson, who does well, actually turns it, but he gives possession back to Roma, and the ball played into the penalty area, where it's pulled down by Schick, but it bounced up, and that meant that Milner was able to volley it out of play for a throw-in down the left-hand side. Roma are building momentum here.
Building the pressure, most definitely. Liverpool can't get out of their own half at the moment,
and they're being sucked towards those vociferous fans in the curva Sud to our right, the end that Roma are attacking towards. Ball out of play for another throw to Roma down the left-hand side. Level with the edge of the penalty area, just a little further on than that. The former Manchester City man, Kolarov, to take the throw towards the edge of the area. Chested off by Nainggolan. Lifted into the penalty area, looking for Dzeko, but Van Dijk gets up high to head it away. Nainggolan heads it back over the top. It's only headed up in the air by Lovren, nodded away by Robertson. Bounces down for Nainggolan. Another aerial ball lifted for El Shaarawy to chase down into the full-back position. And the Italian international catches up with the ball, but then Kolarov is challenged, and challenged well, and Liverpool are away on the counter-attack here, up towards Firmino forward towards Salah, who's all on his own and is beaten to it by Manolas, and Roma have got it back, and they're having a good spell, the home team here, Roma.
But the build-up play is very good, John, as well, isn't it? They've very rarely had to go long. There's always been people in support of the man on the ball, lots of options as well with the passing.
2-2 is the score. BBC 5 Live and Radio Merseyside. 5 Live will bring you the second leg of Atletico Madrid-Arsenal tomorrow night. This time tomorrow, you'll hear that live from Madrid, from the Metropolitano on 5 Live. Roma coming forward, ball into Dzeko, left side of the penalty area. Lovren came across, Dzeko pulled it across, but behind both Roma men inside the penalty area, Cengiz Ünder and Schick, and that means that Liverpool can break away with Mane. It's not gung-ho. Mane then drives a high pass onto the chest of Salah. Brilliant control. Oh, very nearly set through Wijnaldum into the penalty area, and that needed the cover and challenge to come across, but the referee
has given a free kick against Wijnaldum. I think he just fobbed off one of the Roma midfield players, yeah.
So Roma take the free kick out towards the left-hand side. It's got a real flow to it this second half. Liverpool could really, honestly, do with breaking that flow and just breaking up the match, the play. Ball on with Dzeko on the left wing this time. Dzeko driving it across, takes a deflection. Karius was after it, but Lovren got there first and volleys it high away into the Roman air where it's nodded down. Roma can start again here. The score is 2-2. That's 7-4 on aggregate. So still, Roma need the 3 goals without reply. And then the ball is played over the top, and a touch through the middle from it was the substitute Cengiz Ünder who got the touch, but deflected it straight at Karius.
Robinson's a little bit of a lucky boy. Ünder got half a yard on Robinson. It was a very, very difficult ball. If he'd scored that from there, John, it would have been an absolute wonder goal, there's no doubt, but you cannot afford to let runners go.
So 7-4 on aggregate. Of course, if Roma got those 3 goals without reply, that would match the score of the first leg, and we'd be into extra time.
And you accuse me of being negative.
Half an hour to play. Liverpool with the ball up towards Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum checks back. Wijnaldum puts his foot on the ball. Sensible play. And this is exactly what Liverpool needed. Back it goes towards Lovren. And Lovren now carries it back into the Roma half. Chips it over the top, but that just gives possession back to Roma. Chipped it way over the head of Alexander-Arnold. Kolarov hits a high ball back. Lovren wins the header on the halfway line. Here's Wijnaldum, square from him, slightly behind Sadio Mane. And Mane spins and plays the ball to Robertson. Now James Milner. A little ball to Mane, who was slightly on his heels, and as a result Florenzi was able to put in the challenge, and then Roma were able to take it away, but a very good challenge from Henderson, 10 yards inside Roma territory to win the ball back for Liverpool. And now Milner turns, plays it towards the left-hand side. Robertson is there. Liverpool trying to exert the control again on the play here. Robertson, they've moved forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Now it's back to Sadio Mane, flicks it square again. Wijnaldum, there's space on the right-hand side for Alexander-Arnold. Low ball into the penalty area, that's blocked. Alexander-Arnold in again! Offside flag is up against Mane, who headed it wide in any case. Goal kick.
It was a nice ball, though, from Alexander-Arnold. When the ball was returned to him, he just side-footed it half volley. A lovely little ball.
So Roma back in action quickly. And attacking down the left wing. Here's Kolarov again, who catches up with the ball near the corner flag itself. The cross to the edge of the 6-yard area. A slightly stooping header away by Virgil van Dijk. Back to Roma possession in the central third. And Florenzi, Alessandro Florenzi. Nainggolan has appeared on the right wing, drives it across, takes a deflection, headed across goal by Dzeko. It bounces down for a shot by El Shaarawy that is deflected up and over the top of the bar for a corner.
Oh my goodness. It was like a roulette wheel, and the ball was absolutely everywhere. And the clearance came from Alexander-Arnold initially onto a Roma player. It could have been a goal, a bit like Milner's own goal in the first half as well, and then he made a really good tackle.
Alexander-Arnold to block it over the bar. It's a corner, but there's nobody there to take it. And eventually Cengiz Ünder is sent across to take the corner. Of course, Pellegrini, who was the previous corner taker, has been substituted, so hence the confusion. Cengiz Ünder ready now. High corner, headed away by Van Dijk. Got up well, and Roma have got it back on the halfway line. Florenzi spins the pass out towards the left-hand side. Genji's Under is there again, just cannot keep it in play, and it bounces through for a goal kick. So we've got just over 25 minutes to play. What do Liverpool need to do here, Mark? Come on.
Well, what we said before, which is you just need to sit in a little bit. Don't be worried about trying to score another goal for a while. And as the game goes on, and we see replays there of Klopp going, as the game goes on, Roma, John, will get more and more desperate, and the game will open up, and then that's when Liverpool can hit them on the break.
2-2 on the night. Sadio Mane, well, he actually caught.
Yeah, he's all right. Nothing wrong with him. Raised leg, wasn't it?
Manolas.
Yeah.
Just as the ball was bouncing, and
I don't think he caught him. He just put his boot out.
Looked to block the clearance from Manolas, and as he did so, he caught the ball, but he caught the man as well. Anyway, ball played forward towards Dzeko near the edge of the penalty area. It's hooked away from the edge of the box towards the halfway line. Ball bounces kindly for Robertson, and Robertson finds a pass towards Firmino, who is not able to roll the ball out to Mane on the left-hand side. So Roma back in possession. Genji's is able to find Florenzi, the right back, and now Manolas gets the ball back from Nainggolan. Manolas, an aerial ball that is headed by Dzeko, but straight at Robertson, so Liverpool have got it back. Rather untidy little period of play at the moment, but Liverpool won't mind that. Firmino, back to Henderson, then back to the halfway line again. Alexander-Arnold, he goes for the high crossfield pass that Florenzi read and cut out with his head. So Genji's Under again. Under, left-footed ball through the middle. This is aerial. This one's headed away by Lovren, but Lovren has presented it to Dzeko, and the tall Dzeko now attacking the Liverpool defence, looking for support, which is there, and it's played across. Karius doesn't know where the ball is. It bounces down, and Liverpool fortunate there. It's not cleared out of play yet. Then Genji's Under hits the shot. He slices it. Cleared away. De Rossi lifts the ball into the penalty area to Dzeko, who must be in an offside position. Turns and shoots wide, and there's no flag.
There is. Yeah, the flag's gone up eventually, but obviously not at the time. Again, Liverpool.
I think he was onside.
Well, again, Liverpool, they'll just dicing with death, aren't they, defensively? That could so easily have been a goal.
2-2. 25 minutes to play. The clock for Liverpool is ticking and ticking very slowly.
Yes, I'm just wondering whether if Jurgen Klopp's thinking about making a change.
No immediate sign of it, is there?
No, not at the moment.
And the ball's out of play for a throw-in to Liverpool. Klopp has walked 3 or 4 yards out of his coaching area to the right, which is not the easiest thing to do. The technical areas here are absolutely enormous. Throw-in, Liverpool are taking their time. You can expect the reaction from the Roma fans to this, the whistles, the jeers. Robertson, Andrew Robertson, such a fixture once he eventually came to be a regular starter for Liverpool. Around about December time, Robertson takes the throw and then wins another one off Schick. Ball immediately returned to Andrew Robertson. Quite a frail looking figure from this sort of range. We're watching from halfway up the stand as Van Dijk right-footed ball towards the edge of the area. Fazio was there first, it bounces back, but Fazio again, this time with his right foot, is able to clear it away. And then Florenzi hits it high and long. Van Dijk is under this one. Van Dijk heads it, but straight to Schick. Schick now on a driving run into the full-back position. Robertson with a challenge. You can hear them howling for a free kick for the tackle by Robertson. It's only a throw-in.
And the referee decided that Schick just actually threw himself to the ground.
Throw-in taken quickly by Florenzi, and then Under back to Nainggolan, in towards Dzeko, who gets it all wrong. Yeah. Sort of side on the goal, went for the spectacular on the volley, and I remember that Edin Dzeko as well, volleying it high over the crossbar from 15 yards out.
Need to bend his back and get his knee over the ball as well.
Di Francesco has called for his second substitute to step forward, and it's gone along. The French midfielder, experienced Frenchman, former Lyon captain, who is now walking forward, yellow number 21 on the back of his Roma red shirt. as Florenzi wins the ball against Mane, and it's played back towards Alisson. Poor clearance by Roma, but Liverpool can't keep possession, and now it's being Milner brilliantly wins it back against Fazio. Milner now towards the edge of the area, to the edge of the D, leaves it to Mane to Salah on his left foot, Salah to Firmino, right side of the box, the angle's tight, he shoots, and it's deflected by goalkeeper Alisson. For a moment I thought that was going to deflect into the Roma net, but it deflected a cross goal and away and wide.
Exactly, so really clever ball by Salah. He cut in on the left, everyone expects him to bend it in the far corner. He spotted Firmino's run that, as you rightly say, could have gone anywhere. Another good save with his foot by Alisson though.
The captain, Daniele De Rossi's race is run in this semi-final. The 34-year-old actually sprints off the field, throws his captain's armband to a teammate, and as I mentioned, Maxime Gonalon is running onto the field to replace him. So that is like for like, Gonalon into the De Rossi position. He's another one I feel I've been watching for half a lifetime. Daniele De Rossi, yeah. Roma, one club man, brilliant one club man in his 17th season. Only Totti has played more games for Roma than De Rossi, the great Francesco Totti, who is now a director here at the club, as you may know. 5 Live Football Social tonight. Kelly Cates is here with us in Rome. We'll be hosting it from the media area here. We'll be taking your calls on 08085 909 693. Get in touch on social media at 5 Live Sport. Text 85058 to join in until 10:30 when Phil Williams will be taking over. Obviously, what happens here and the prospect for the final, which as we speak would be Liverpool against Real Madrid, will be among the subjects to be discussed. It's given away at the back by Manolas. Salah now to Firmino into the box on the left hand side, onto his right foot, shoots. Manolas is there to block it at source, and Manolas is able to chip it away towards the halfway line.
Looked heavy legged, didn't he, Firmino? Very heavy legged.
So the question will be, for the 5 Live Football Social, who will be the favourites to win the final when we get to Kiev? And if it is Liverpool, how would they go about beating Real Madrid? Obviously more from Mark on that in the Football Social until 10:30. So 08085 909 693 to join us. Here's Dzeko on the left hand side. 2-2 the score. Dzeko into the area on his right foot, tries to tee up the shot, which does come in, but Gonalon was a little late onto it, snatched at it and sent it spiralling over the crossbar.
I think he changed his mind. I think he thought about smashing it at first, and really in the end did neither, just hit across it.
And we have now less than 20 minutes to play. Liverpool are less than 20 minutes away from their first Champions League final since 2007 in Athens, when they lost out to Milan on that occasion. Ball played forward, bouncing down into the full-back position towards Mane. Mane beats Florenzi. Mane into the penalty area now. Across comes the challenge from Fazio, and between them Florenzi and Fazio do enough for Mane to lose possession and Alisson to pick up.
I think Fazio did really well. He read exactly the way that Mane wanted to take the ball and just stepped in front of him.
Your Seagulls are back, Mark.
I'm not mentioning them at all. Rest of my life.
Yeah. Also for the Football Social tonight.
By the way, Kelly didn't even know what they were.
Yeah, well, that's a question, isn't it, for the Football Social? What type of goals are they? Why do they come to the Stadio Olimpico? We want your thoughts at 5 Live Sport. Here is Gonalon again in the centre circle. Gonalon with the angle pass to Schick, and then back to Nainggolan. It was Nainggolan's initial error that gave Liverpool the foothold when they broke away to score the opening goal in the 9th minute. Sadio Mane scoring in the Champions League for the 9th time this season. Here now is Schick on the edge of the penalty area. Dzeko turns Robertson and then scoops the ball over the top, but it bounces through to Karius.
Yeah, Karius as well was in a good start into position just to come off his line and catch it.
The Roma fans try to work themselves up, try to get their team to dig deep, but the minutes are ticking by and Liverpool are getting closer to Kiev. Here's Alexander-Arnold, a low ball in. I thought for a moment there it was going to run all the way across to Salah, but it was cut out at the last moment by Manolas. Liverpool, though, as they play from right to left towards their own supporters, in their section, almost 5,000 of them. Liverpool with Robertson on the left-hand side, and then Mane comes short, and Mane will play it back to Van Dijk, who's under pressure from Dzeko.
It's fine, John. You know, just keeping the ball. There's an art to that as well.
Liverpool have yet to make a change. Roma are about to make their third. Liverpool have the ball, and Firmino lays it off. Milner does well, actually, but in trying to keep the ball initially, he then commits a foul, and Roma have it back. It's actually the third substitute is going to be another teenager, Mirko Antonucci, who is 19 years old, and he is going to come on. He's a little winger, and he's being prepared just on the halfway line. Roma coming forward on the right-hand side. Here's the cross from Florenzi, but it's headed up and away by Van Dijk, and bounces down from Mane, and now Salah 10 yards inside his own territory, back to Robertson. Robertson's forward pass finds Mane in an offside position. Free kick Roma, and we will see that final change, and it's El Shaarawy, who was at times extremely effective in the first half, and in the opening period of the game made life very difficult for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Mark Lawrenson.
He was, and he did, but when he tried to win the penalty, since that moment his game just seemed to die off, didn't it?
So in the final, well, nearly 15 minutes of this Champions League semi-final, Mirko Antonucci, who's another Roman by birth, is sent on to make what is his first appearance in European football, his European debut, the number 48, and he's taking the place of El Shaarawy on the left wing. Antonucci. 2-2 the score, 5 Live and BBC Radio Merseyside, live from Rome, live from the Stadio Olimpico, and Liverpool are now less than 15 minutes away.
It's starting to feel comfortable now.
Yes, it is. Kolarov on the left-hand side. Kolarov in towards Dzeko, awkward height, bounced off his knee through to Karius, who, even though Karius has been beaten twice tonight, seen a positive goalkeeping performance, haven't we, from the man in the Liverpool goal this evening. He
seems, John, in the last few weeks to have grown in stature. He's definitely improved in terms of his performances. Does not look as nervy.
Loris Karius, the young German,
yellow.
As Mane is piled into. Nainggolan was there, and also Florenzi. And Florenzi will be the first Roma player to be yellow carded this evening.
He puts his foot in a bit, him.
And yellow card shown by referee Scamina. Florenzi's apologising to all and sundry. I don't think Jurgen Klopp was terribly impressed with that.
It was a scissors tackle.
It was not a good tackle.
Very, very poor.
Yeah, and he has apologised for it, and well he might. Yellow card, which could actually have been more severe. 2-2. Roma 2, Liverpool 2. Liverpool twice ahead through Mane and Wijnaldum. Roma twice equalising through the Milner own goal and through Edin Dzeko. And now, if you've just joined us, Roma would have to score 3 times without reply just to take this to extra time. 3 goals in less than 15 minutes.
It feels like somebody's turned the roller coaster off, doesn't it?
Henderson now to Salah. Salah through to Firmino, but it bounced away off the Brazilian, and he then bowls over Kolarov, and it's a free kick to Roma inside their own penalty area.
Would be classed as a good foul.
Yes. Almost 62,000 people inside the stadium here this evening. The atmosphere has been so memorable, brilliant, for what is only the second time that Roma have been involved in a semi-final in this competition. So special occasion for AS Roma. But unless they can come up with something extraordinary, remarkable, call it what you want, Liverpool are going through. But here's Cengiz Under, gets it back, plays it out towards Kolarov on the left-hand side. Kolarov sets himself, plays it in, takes a double deflection. Antonucci was in there as well, but Trent Alexander-Arnold was able to clear it away. Kolarov again uses Antonucci, who looked to lay in Kolarov, cleared away by Liverpool, taken on though, and now a curling shot over the angle of post and bar by Schick, left-footed, edge of the D, but flew over the angle of post and bar.
quick thinking though, and I mean, obviously it was arcing back in, but was never started on the goal. But the ball was past him really quickly, split second to make his mind up.
Yeah, we've seen flicks and
Good
tricks
skill.
from
Yeah.
Schick, but that was quick from Schick.
Good job we got that one right.
Goal kick for Roma. Nainggolan evades the challenge of Milner. Fortunately for Milner, Nainggolan was too quick for him. Now Roma again coming forward. It's Dzeko in a deep line position. The ball has run all the way through the middle to Genghis Under, who I thought might have just had a little poke from Robertson there.
Well, and the other thing was he kind of, as the ball arrived, he got himself on the wrong side, John.
Nainggolan now on the right drives it across. I mean, it's such a tall order now for Roma, but they're not giving this up. There's a Champions League semi-final after all. Nainggolan takes the corner. Dzeko hits a dropping volley that he drags across the face of goal. And he can, some of the goals that he scored over the years, when he gets it right, he has such a brilliant touch.
He's got a great technique as well.
Scored a great goal, I think, against Chelsea, didn't he, earlier this season? Dzeko, who has provided 8 of Roma's Champions League goals this season. Henderson now lifting the ball forward for Salah to chase. I suppose he will have been dreaming, Salah, of scoring a goal, another goal in the Olympic Stadium here this evening. And I think, when you look at some of the goals that he did score, even though he was certainly not as prolific as he's been this season, because he hasn't been that prolific in his whole career, but some of the goals that he scored for Roma last season, certainly have the hallmarks. Here's Dzeko. Dzeko's in, shoots low. Karius is able to get down and save it well. Got a touch on it, was able to stun it, and that meant he was able to.
Well, the thing
clear.
was, if Antonucci had kind of come in and gambled on the goalkeeper making a save, it might have been a goal.
So if this continues to go as it is for Liverpool, we want to hear your thoughts on what will be a Liverpool-Real Madrid final of the Champions League this season in Kiev on Saturday, the 26th of May. We want to hear your thoughts on that. Alisson has got to be careful against Salah. He's given it away to Salah in the full-back position. Salah and Alisson are battling for the ball in the left-back area, and Alisson's come out with it.
Great tackle.
Well done, Alisson. Klavan is going to be the first substitute for Liverpool, and we are now into the last 10 minutes of the match. So just over 10 minutes away from the 5 Live Football Social. 08085 909 693 to talk to us, to talk to Mark Lawrenson, a European Cup winner, about Liverpool's prospects in the final in Kiev, as long as they see it through. Klavan is waiting to come on, doing quick little steps to get himself ready for the Roman atmosphere. We'll have reflections on this game at breakfast time in the morning. We are in Rome at breakfast time on 5 Live. Also, and here is Kolarov on the left-hand side. Kolarov turns, plays it out towards the left to Antonucci, to Kolarov, right-footed cross. Karius is up high to catch it above the head of Schick.
He seems to have got half a yard on his feet, Karius, since he's got a little bit of confidence in terms of coming out and just being in the right position to actually make the challenge or make the catch or make the punch.
8 minutes to play. Still Klavan waiting to come on. Firmino is able to send a header through to Salah, who's in an offside position, and it's a free kick to Roma. Countless times Liverpool have been caught offside this season. Right, here's the change, and it's going to be Sadio Mane.
Probably after the wacky tech from Florenzi, I think.
And also remember, he had a dead leg last week after the first leg. Dead leg from the first leg.
And this is the away leg.
And he's not quite on his last legs, but he's walking towards the dugout, Sadio Mane, and Klavan is on. So Liverpool now with 3 central defenders on there. And we have just over 7 minutes to play. The Liverpool song, I'm sure the Liverpool fans are singing their songs. In fact, I can see them singing their songs in there. The problem is, you just can't hear them because of all of the Roma fans in the Curva Sud. Long ball forward, Karius opts to head it away, and it's nodded back goalwards. into the penalty area by Genghis Ünder, but that's an easy catch for the Liverpool goalkeeper.
By the way, it wasn't a bad header, was it? Lots of distance on it.
He was in his penalty area, but I guess he was worried about, if he caught it, his momentum carrying him out of the box, so he headed it.
As long as he didn't do an Ulrich, it was all right.
Sven Ulreich of last night, the unfortunate Bayern Munich goalkeeper. 2-2 the score, Roma 2, Liverpool 2. We are heading towards the closing stages as Alisson had to be quick and clear from the 6-yard box. Jurgen Klopp almost runs onto the pitch with gesticulations. How very Roman. Milner in front of Klopp, passes the ball, stays in play. Thought it rolled out of play, but it rolled along the line and back in. And then Robertson rather petulantly manhandles Florenzi, and then Manolas for some reason gets involved and shoves Robertson, and it's a yellow card apiece for Robertson and for Manolas.
Yeah, quite right. And Florenzi made the most of it as well. Robertson gave him a shove though. He returned the favour. Yellow each. Well done to the referee, just taking the thing right out of it.
And I think Florenzi has wound up Robertson this evening. You called it, Mark, with some of the niggly little challenges, and more than that.
He does. Certainly, he wound up, I think, Firmino as well in the first half.
So Roma 2, Liverpool 2. 7-4 on aggregate. And Liverpool, who of course have won this great competition 5 times, twice here in Rome, on this very site in 1977, and Mark Lawrenson with the team in 1984, Wembley in London in 1978, Paris in 81, that was Real Madrid, and then of course, unforgettably for the younger Liverpool supporters, Istanbul in 2005. And the way things are, it's going to be Paris all over again in Kiev. And here, though, Roma coming forward through the middle with Schick, who's able to work it out towards the left-hand side. Now Antonucci in the penalty area, but the challenge comes in on him, and the ball is played out for a throw-in on the far side. In fact, Kiev, I've got a feeling they refer to Kiev as the Paris of the East. Liverpool playing Real Madrid in the Paris final of 1981. Here is Dzeko, 30 yards from goal. Dzeko rolls the ball with the outside of his boot to Kolarov. Kolarov's cross to the near post, takes a flick, and Klavan comes across and is able to volley it back out into the full-back position. We are into the last 5 minutes now here on 5 Live in Rome. 5 minutes away, 5 minutes to go. Nainggolan sets himself and shoots low, and it's in! It's in off the foot of the post! They've scored a 3rd goal on the night, Roma, and for the first time this evening they are in front, and they have reduced the deficit that they had at the start of the evening. It's 3-2. Karius, I'm not sure what he was doing, whether he thought it was going wide. It cannoned in off the foot of the post. 3-2. That is 7-5 on aggregate, and we have 4 minutes to play.
It was a super strike, John, because it moved all over the place, and he kind of hit across the ball, Nainggolan, in off the post, as you rightly said. I don't think the goalkeeper's got any chances. Liverpool make another substitution. Firmino off, Solanke on.
2-goal deficit. Roma need to score twice without reply. 2 goals in 3.5 minutes plus added time. 2 goals without reply to take this to extra time. Do you think it might be time for me to say nothing? What I said to you in the taxi?
Say nothing.
Free kick to Roma. After a 5-2 first leg, let's just say the feeling was that it would be highly unlikely that we would have extra time here this evening. It's 3-2 to Roma. And Liverpool are back living on their nerves a little here. And Solanke having come on for Firmino. Liverpool have won a free kick in the centre circle after Henderson was caught by Nainggolan.
He was caught. He's in pain, in fairness.
And Henderson has stayed down on his knees. Dzeko
telling him to go off.
Dzeko is telling him he has to leave the field. Yeah. Henderson's saying, I'm in the centre circle.
Yeah. And by the way,
he's not received any treatment, and he's injured. Free kick. Liverpool take it to the right. looking at this stopwatch sometimes, it feels it's actually stopped working. Now there are 2 minutes to play, plus added time. The Roma fans now, one last effort. 2 goals needed just to take it to extra time. 3-2, Liverpool lead on the night. If it stays like this, it'll be Liverpool's first defeat in the Champions League this season. But Nainggolan has been dispossessed, just what Liverpool need. Milner takes it on, having won the ball back, but then slips on the corner of the area. And Nainggolan receives it again and plays it across his own penalty area. And Gunalong was in 2 minds there, possibly 3, about what to do with it. We've got 90 seconds of the 90 minutes to play. Then forward for Roma. Van Dijk cuts it out, and Henderson, the recovered Henderson, plays it all the way back to Karius, who quickly gets rid of it under pressure as he was. Roma will come again then, and Schick steps inside the challenge of Milner.
He's very tricky, him. Very, very tricky.
And then Florenzi, a little shove on Henderson, who is trying to get in the way of the taking of this free kick.
He's just a narc, isn't he, Florenzi?
And we are now in the 90th minute. Free kick for Roma. They need 2 goals to take it to extra time. Roma take the free kick.
Offside.
The offside flag is up against central defender Fazio, who had strayed behind the Liverpool back line. And Liverpool have a chance here to see the 90 minutes through with this free kick in their own penalty area.
How long do you think we'll have extra time?
I think 6. As many as that?
No.
You've become all negative again.
Just listening
I've
to
warned you about that.
3?
I'm thinking more 3
no,
or 4.
It's 3.
It is
that's
3.
because you can see the fellow with the looks like a handbag.
It's 3. It's not as big as Kelly's handbag. It's enormous. It's the biggest handbag I've ever seen.
Equal pay.
Roma. Solanke gets in the way of this taking of the free kick. So I'll ignore that. Solanke gets back into position. Here is the signal of 3 minutes. Florenzi slipped at the crucial moment. Liverpool could be away here. This could be the sealing moment. Robertson, though, sensibly taking it towards the corner flag. And then Solanke comes across and it deflects out of play for a throw-in. 3 minutes. Less than 3 minutes to play. 5 Live. BBC Radio Merseyside. Liverpool less than 3 minutes from the Champions League final. Who would have thought at the start of the season? 08085 909 693 to join the 5 Live Football Social and talk to us. Talk to Kelly Cates, Mark Lawrenson about Liverpool Real Madrid later this month in Kiev. Alan Kennedy will be getting some calls, I would suspect, as he did before this game.
Yeah.
If he's got any, I don't know if he's got an agent. He should get one quickly. Ball hit forward by Manolas. It's deflected. Wijnaldum, who scored Liverpool's second goal here tonight.
Foot up.
Bounces up. High foot from Kolarov. Free kick for Liverpool.
Yeah, you just can't do that, even though that really old school, there was nothing wrong with it, was he?
Atletico Madrid, Arsenal tomorrow night. That's live from Madrid. Friday Football Social on Friday night on 5 Live. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank will be among the guests. And then lots of football on 5 Live this weekend, including Stoke against Crystal Palace, the 12:30 kick-off on Saturday.
Alexander-Arnold coming off, Klein coming on.
And this is Liverpool's final change in added time. And only now are 1 or 2 seats, 1 or 2 Roma fans are pulling on their jackets and coats and heading out of the stadium. Their support, their backing for Roma tonight has been superb.
Yeah, fantastic. It's been a real valiant effort, though. I think the second goal for Liverpool really was the clincher, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just meant that Roma were kept at arm's length.
Exactly.
Klein is on for Alexander-Arnold. And we are now in the final minute, the 3rd minute of added time. Champions League final again for Liverpool. Their 8th final. 5 times winners. The first final as Liverpool have to defend again. Here the ball is played forward. It's a penalty. Klavan was putting in the challenge and Genji's under pulled it back. It hit the arm of Klavan as he stretched for it, bounced behind,
He
and
never
it's a
moved his
penalty.
arm, John. He honestly did not move his arm. It just struck him.
Well, the 3 minutes of added time are almost up. Roma need to score 2 goals without reply to take this to extra time. But it's a penalty. I'm not sure how much time there will be play after this penalty is taken. It's Nainggolan who drives it high into the net. Roma have a 4th goal on the night. It's 4-2 to Roma. It's now 7-6 on aggregate, but there are only seconds to play. Amazing. What an amazing tie.
It's just when you look at it, and we said before last night how open that game was, Munich at Madrid, tonight here, the way football is going, it's so that's it.
Liverpool kick off after the 4th Roma goal, and that is the last action of this remarkable semi-final. And Liverpool can celebrate now. They can celebrate, and they do celebrate, as Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp runs onto the field and into the arms of his players. Jordan Henderson there, and Liverpool now, as their fans celebrate in one corner of the Stadio Olimpico. We can say now there have been scares here tonight, but Liverpool will play for that big trophy in Kiev against Real Madrid later this month.
Could you imagine? You said at the start of this game that Roma would win 4-2. We'd all be getting locked up, wouldn't we? It was a game that was so open, and we said about half-time we get caught for being a little bit negative, but for Liverpool just to close the game down, they're absolutely brilliant going forward. They got through to the final, which is wonderful. At the start of the season you thought you were going to be there, absolutely no chance whatsoever. But there's just one part of the game which is a slight worry, which is the scoring goals, John, for fun. They make chances for fun. Going forward, they're almost unstoppable, but they do have mad moments defensively. If they can cure that as they go forward, they really will seriously become a great team.
A really remarkable final aggregate scoreline of 7-6. Anyone who looks at this scoreline tonight, who perhaps has missed it, has been out for the evening, looks and sees that Roma have won by 4 goals to 2, might think, crikey, Liverpool were given a real scare here. Really, that wasn't totally the case.
No.
But now here we see the scenes as Liverpool's players finally having shaken hands with all of the Roma players, beaten semi-finalists, going to their fans, but the Liverpool players breaking away, sprinting into the corner where the 5,000 Liverpool fans are celebrating another Champions League final. The final score here, Roma 4, Liverpool 2, 7-6 Liverpool go through on aggregate.